Hey guys, I'm Nick, and on this episode of the Scranline, I'm going to show you guys how to make these candy apple cupcakes, and this is the perfect way to kick off my autumn collection. These are the ingredients you need to make them. Okay guys, so in this recipe there are 3 separate recipes. There's your caramel mousse, which needs to be prepared the day before, your red mirror glaze, and your apple pie cupcakes. The ingredients you're going to need are some milk, vanilla extract, flour, softened butter, sugar, oil, eggs, baking powder, some more sugar, sweetened condensed milk, gelatin, some white chocolate, thickened cream, more white chocolate, dulce de leche, some more gelatin, water, red food dye, and for our apple pie filling, we're going to need some green apples, brown sugar, cinnamon, and some lemon juice. And you'll find the full list of ingredients and the written recipe on my website, thescranline.com. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I upload 2 new videos a week. We're going to start off with our mousse. So pop your white chocolate and your cream into a large jug. You want to pop that into the microwave for about 20 seconds at a time, mixing each time until it's nice and smooth. While that's in the microwave, you can add your water to your gelatin and let that sit for about 2 minutes. Now this process is called blooming. Then you can pop it into the microwave for about 15 seconds, add it to your smooth chocolate mixture and mix it in really well. Now you want to set that aside to cool down while we move on to whipping our cream. So add your cream to a large mixing bowl along with your vanilla. I'm using a hand whisk to whisk this up to soft peaks before we add our dulce de leche, and then you want to whip it up to stiff peaks. Then you can add half of your cooled chocolate mixture into it, fold it in gently. Once that's well combined, you can add the rest of your chocolate and fold the rest in until it's combined really well. Now we're going to put this into some molds. Now these molds are 70 millimeters or 7 centimeters in width at the top. I'm going to leave the measurements on the written recipe. I'm just spraying a little bit of oil on top of these and just brushing the excess off with a paper towel before we put our mousse in there. I'm just going to scrape the tops off to get it nice and smooth, and we're going to refrigerate this overnight. The best thing to do is to prepare these the day before. Now to get these out of the molds, you just want to get a sharp knife and cut a little bit at the top just to loosen them up. Then you can very gently invert them out of the molds, pop them onto a baking tray and pop them into the fridge while we move on to making our mirror glaze. Now we're going to add some more water to some gelatin, set that aside for a couple minutes. While that's blooming, we're going to add our water to a large saucepan along with your sugar and bring that to a gentle boil. Once it's boiling a little bit, turn the heat off, add your sweetened condensed milk and mix that in really well. Then you can add your gelatin and mix that until it's completely dissolved. Add your red food coloring, mix that in, and you want to put this through a sift into your chocolate. Let that chocolate sit for about 10 minutes with the hot milk mixture, and then you can use a bar mix or you can use a hand whisk if you don't have a hand mixer, and mix this until it's super smooth. Now let it get to about 33 degrees Celsius before you pour it on top of your mousse molds. We're going to set these aside in the fridge while we move on to making our cupcakes. We're going to start off by making our stewed apples. I'm just going to peel these apples and cube them. Now you can do this part on top of a stove. It's a lot easier to do it in a microwave, so I'm just going to pop these into a microwave safe bowl along with my brown sugar and lemon juice. Microwave them for about 5 minutes, mix them around a little bit, microwave them for an extra 5 minutes, and they should be tender. Now if you've got a lot of liquid at the bottom, you want to drain that out. We're going to add our dry ingredients into a large mixing bowl along with our cinnamon and mix that on low speed until everything is well combined. Then you can add your softened butter and mix it until you reach a crumbly sand-like texture. While that's mixing, you can add your milk to a large jug, along with your oil, eggs, yogurt, dulce de leche, and whisk that up well. Add your wet to your dry ingredients in a slow and steady stream. Once that's in there, you can stop your mixer, scrape down the bowl, add your stewed apples and mix for a final 20 seconds. I'm lining my cupcake tin with some cupcake liners. We're going to scoop the batter in there using an ice cream scoop, filling them up about 3/4 of the way. Drizzle some salted caramel sauce on top before you pop these into the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes. Once they're finished baking, you can transfer them to a cooling rack to cool down completely before we finish the cupcakes off. Our cupcakes baked beautifully, and we're just going to set our mousse molds on top, put a paper straw at the top, and decorate it with a little mint leaf, and that's pretty much it. Now guys, these will need to be refrigerated and they can be kept up to 2 days. All of that info is in the written recipe. Okay guys, so those were my candy apple cupcakes. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. Now, the measurements for the molds that I used in this video are going to be in the written recipe. So I know there's going to be lots of people asking for the measurements. They're in the written recipe. I'm not going to be answering comments of people asking what the measurements are because they are in the written recipe. So now that we've established that they're in the written recipe, you're going to find that over on thescranline.com. Link for that is in the box below. If you enjoyed watching this video and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I upload 2 new videos a week for you guys. My last video is over there for you to watch, so click on that for more deliciousness. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode of The Scran Line.